just using Lagos. We want to use different addresses. So Lagos, comma, Abuja, comma, Imo. So wherever there is Imo, Abuja, or Lagos in the customer table, in the address in the customer table, it's going to return those ones to us. Then between is used to compare values within a range to select asterisk from customer where age between 10 and 50, or probably where salary is between 5,000 and 100,000. Then or to select either of the two comparisons. Then not is used to fetch values further than the ones we selected. Then group by is used when we have different numbers or different items and want to group them. Let's assume we have different sets of students that are 20 years old in a specific class, but we want to get the specific number of students that are 20 years old. So we just group them by 20. You get it? So it tells us, it groups everybody that is 20 years old in a specific folder. It keeps a specific folder for us. So when you have different numbers or different items that relates to a specific item, it groups them for you. Then the group by statement is often used with aggregate functions like count, max, mean, sum, average. We will still talk about this. We'll experiment it now in common wildcards and what have you. Then we can give our codes aliases. We give SQL aliases are used to give a table or a column in a table a temporary name. Aliases are often used to make column name more readable. An alias only exists for the creation of that query, yes, because when you are done with that query, it's gone. It doesn't save. An alias is created with the ask keyword. We'll create an alias very soon. Then a primary key. Please and please let us try to listen very well for this primary key. Everything I've said earlier and to this moment, we will try and experiment them when we import the new data sets. The primary key constraint uniquely identifies each record in a table. You know, I said it earlier that the student's matric number is a unique identifier for specific student. No two students will have the same matric number. I have 7928. The student after me has 7929. Okay, so everybody has its own distinct primary key or its own distinct identifier. Primary key must contain unique values and cannot contain null values. Yes. Whenever you are creating your table, the primary key must not be, it cannot be null. That means it cannot be blank. Then a table can have only one primary key, and the primary key can consist of single or multiple fields. Then foreign key constraint is used to prevent action that will destroy links between tables. A foreign key is a field or collection of fields in one table that refers to the primary key in another. When we have, it might not be too understandable for us now because I'm talking abstractly. When we see data sets that have primary keys and foreign keys, then we know what the primary key is in a specific table and the foreign key in another table. But when we have the primary key in a table, you know, I talked about that relational database. Then I said, assuming I'm working in ShopRite, and I was given names of customers. Each customer has their own distinct customer ID. Then for the product table, it's a different table entirely from the customer table, but it's for the same firm. It's customer table for customers in ShopRite, product table for products in ShopRite. Now we want to link those tables together. The customer table will have customer ID, that's the primary key. Then in that product table, there will be that same customer ID will be in the product ID. It will be in the product table. But in the customer ID, in the customer table, the customer ID is the primary key. But when that customer ID appears again in that product table, it's no longer the primary key in the product table. It's now the foreign key in the product table. The product ID is the product is the primary key in the product ID. It might sound confusing now, but when we experiment it, then we should get it. Let us try and how do I put it? Let us try and import the data set we downloaded earlier. Yes, you should be able to get the slides later, Mr. Masamola. So I hope all of us got the data sets, the ones that I told us to download earlier. I dropped the link on the group chat for those of us that are not there. Okay, so now I don't know if we should still use the same database, the same schema for the importation of the data set, or we create another one. If we want to create okay, let's just create another one. You can just come here. If you are using MySQL, click the fourth icon. So you can create your schema to declare the name. Let's say this is SQL underscore fundamental. And I apply. Okay. I apply again. I finish. Now it's here. But sorry. I want to close this. So now it's here. So let's open a new SQL tab for executing query. Now I want to use I don't want to import the database data set into the footer database because that is the one that is still holding here. I want to use the SQL fundamental. I type use SQL underscore fundamental. That's the name of the schema. Then I run it. Now you can see that that's holding SQL fundamentals. Now for us to import the data sets that we downloaded, please make sure you know the file history or the file directory of where you downloaded the said data set. So you just click file, then you click open SQL script. Mine is here. So I pick it. Donor data training. And click open. For someone that was asking that when we have thousands of values, this is it. This is thousands of values here. You don't need to tamper with anything here. We'll still talk about, might not be today, but we'll still talk about how to work with thousands of rows. So when you get this here, you just run it. When you run, it's in your database already. Then you come back there because there are two data sets there. Come back to the file, pick your open SQL script again.
Hello?
Initially, we imported the donor data training. Now, we want to import the donation data training. Now, click open. It's here now. Then you run.
Okay.
Now it run. You can refresh this here. And when we check here, you can see the data
Who are they
sets.
talk
Two
to?
tables are here. We have donation data
Okay.
and we have the donor data. I would like to know if we got it to this extent.
Auntie Vic, still trying to flip.
What are we
Ah,
creating,
ah, ah,
please?
ah, ah. I'm in Abuja now. I wanted to be sure who I'm talking to.
This
Let
one
it
here
not be I'm
has seen
talking
me.
to
What
kidnappers.
are we creating, please?
No, no, it's not on this phone. It's on my WhatsApp phone. No, that's true. Where are you? Where are you now? Mom is still fine. She's in Kaduna. Yes.
Mr. Kudus, please talk to me. Where are you
Yeah,
lost?
they are good. Wow, where are you now?
So where can I take it from
You've
when you
always
click on
wanted
the
to
link?
go
Share your
to
screen.
Jos.
Share your screen, please.
You've always wanted to go to Jos. Yes, now. No, no, then it was cool now. I'm now in Abuja. I'm Abuja based.
Are
I
you
know.
sharing
I
my
don't.
screen?
I've not gone there for
No,
the
I
past
can't.
how
I
many
can't
years
see your
now.
screen.
Yeah. Congratulations. I actually saw the Ivy. This girl shared with me. What's her name again? Steph. Steph shared with me.
Okay, yes, we can now. Have you
So
created it?
I
Okay,
was
now
actually
you created it.
jealous
Now click file. Yes, click file. Open SQL script.
because I was expecting you to
Not
tell me,
model,
but
open
you didn't
SQL
tell me.
script. If okay, wait. Yes, click that.
You that
Now
broke
when you
my
click
heart and
down,
ran away, you're telling
okay,
me to tell you
click
sorry.
that.
Instead of you to start apologizing.
Okay, open now run it.
How is your husband? Yeah, nah, again. So.
It's run. Now go back to that same place. Go back
How
to
was his very
file.
fine? Although it's been a
Open
yeah,
SQL
he's in
script
Abuja. It's
again.
been a while I spoke to him.
Pick donation data.
Okay, okay,
Now
man.
run it again.
Okay, man. Don't worry, you see my call sooner
Now
than expected.
refresh your schema.
Okay, man. Okay, man. Bye, bye, man. Valeria.
Now check your tables.
I feel low.
Now you can see the two tables there. Donation data and donor data.
We're
So
doing,
now if you are so
we're doing,
observant, you see that the same code that we used while we were creating the database for the lecturer and the students is the same way they did.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can stop sharing now.
Okay. Thank you.
Valeria.
Please, the others get it too. Mr. Francis.
I got it. I got it very clear. I fixed my error now. I wrote it in the chat section. I got it very
Okay,
clear.
okay. Okay, that's good. Mr. Daraliki.
Do not die.
Mr. Daraliki.
It's Miss Daraliki.
Oh,
Okay,
yes. Oh, sorry.
yes.
Okay.
The I already imported the
Data set.
download, yes, but it's not showing under my tables under the SQL fundamentals.
Please share your screen with us.
I can't do that. I'm using my separately.
Okay. Maybe you can just put your camera to
Okay, is she using her phone? You can just use your camera.
I hope
Only
it's
your
clear.
camera. It doesn't mean I'll get to know.
SQL is
So
not
I'm waiting
fun.
for you, man. Just show us your screen. Just
Okay.
SQL is
I don't know
hard.
if you can see it.
Come and see
you
what
can't.
your guy
You
is
can't.
doing.
Okay, you
And
said
see,
you can't. Okay, you
come
can't
and
see.
see.
Have you created
Come and see
the
something.
schema, the SQL fundamental?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
But it's not showing under the tables. Like I've even imported it, but it's not showing
This is
under.
what
okay.
your guy should
Refresh your
understand this
schema.
better. This is data
You see it?
analysis in depth. We call this SQL.
You're not sure.
This is what we do.
Are you sure you imported it
We're in a live
under
class now.
that SQL fundamental?
How was yesterday then? Thanks for your
Can you
message.
run me through it again?
Can we?
Can you run me through it again?
Okay, yeah.
Just so I'm sure I did it right.
Okay, please. I'll share my screen now so you can see it.
Okay.
I'll delete this.
You're paying well
Um,
now.
I'm deleting this schema now.
Why?
I want to do everything again.
Okay. We have gotten it.
Mrs.
Okay.
Daraleki,
So let's
to your stage.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, I'm here.
question.
Thank you.
But
I'm
can you hear
listening.
me?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
As in, what I observe now, I think some of us are using like different SQL platform. Now I'm getting it now because I'm using my own platform to do the same thing you're doing, but it's a different way.
Okay.
You get the
Okay.
point? I think
Yes,
that's where
yes,
the issue is
yes, I
coming from.
understand.
Yeah.
Miss Daraleki, are you using my SQL too? Miss Daraleki.
Yes, I'm using my skill.
Okay. So let me try and run you through it again. So now you create the schema, you click the fourth icon. I'll be very fast with it. SQL
Okay.
underscore fundamental. I click apply, apply, finish. Now it's here. Even without refreshing, it's here already. So I don't want this again. I click here, I click the first one. That is create a new SQL tab for executing queries. Right, I click the first one. I click the first one because I want to specify and define the schema I want to use. So I use, please mute yourself. Please use that. Mute yourself.
everybody demand.
Now to semicolon. Now when I run this, it's going to build in SQL fundamentals for me. It did that already. Now I want to import the said database, the said data set into this schema. So I come here, I click on file and open SQL script. Now this is where I downloaded mine. This is the file directory. I click donor data training. I open it and I run it. Now it ran already. Then I go back because we have two data sets. I click on open SQL and I click on donation data. Open. I run it. Now when I refresh the schema, I can check the drop down icon here. Now my tables are there. I have donation data and I have donor data. Mr. Aleke, do you understand what I did?
Yes, I'm trying to do it now.
Okay. So for the sake of those that have gotten it and are on the same path that I am, you can close this tab. You can close it. You can close the tab. So now I want us to view the data set or the details of the data set. So I said for us to retrieve, Mr. Aleke, please mute yourself. So I said for us to view or for us to inquire what is in the specific data, we have to tell SQL that we want to select so from so where so happens. Now the first code will be select. Now we want to see everything, all the columns from what's the name of the table. Let's say we want to select from donation underscore data. If you misspell it, it won't run. So now when I click that, this is data set. So let's assume I want to see what's in uh, what's in the donor data too from. So now we can view both of them together. We can toggle back and forth at the tab beneath it. So when I click here, that's donation data. So I have ID, first name, last name, email, gender, job field, donation, state, and shared sites. Then for donor data, I have ID, donation frequency, that's how frequent they donate. Some people donate daily, some donate yearly, some weekly, and what have you. Then we have the university, the car, the drive, their second language, the favorite color, and movie genre. So we have all that there. Please, did we get did we get what I did? Okay, yes, thank you. So let's assume I don't want to see everything from the data set now. I want to see just from my donation data. I want to see just the first name, the gender, and the shirt size. So I can easily tell SQL that okay, select first name, first underscore name. When you misspell a column name, it won't run. You have to see the first name, email, gender, and let's say shirt size. This shirt size. Now when I run this, so that it changed. So now I can see just those selected column names from the table. Now I have first name, email, gender, and shirt size. Now let me work with just this one for now. So assuming after getting all this now, I don't want to get um, I don't want to get the records for the female. I want to get just records for the male. So I can tell SQL that where gender is equal, this is a string male. So it will return just where gender is equal male. Oh, sorry. I had my what's it called? I had my semicolon there already. So he thought I had finished the line of codes. So this is it. Now, if you're observant, you see that everything I got now is male. There's no longer there's no more output for females. You can see the gender. You can change yours. So now let's assume after doing that, um, I want I want to arrange the first name alphabetically. I want to arrange the first name alphabetically. So we use order by. That was why I said earlier that whatever it is we are doing here, you have to jot it so you don't forget. At the end of the section, you should be able to get a comprehensive ebook across to you guys. But I don't know if it's ready yet, so you can probably come back to it if you did not jot down our. But to be on the safe side, please and please jot whatever it is I'm saying. I think you might forget. You can't remember everything. I did not get all this stuff to my brain just one day. It was with constant practice and jotting down what have you. So select from where. If you don't put this if you don't put this where it is now, if you put order before where, the code won't run. So there is a specific arrangement, line of arrangement for your syntax. I said that earlier. So you don't model it up. To order by, let's assume I want to order by first name. I want it to be from Z to A. Let's go by this. Let's go with this first. When I run this, you can see it. It has arranged this alphabetically for me. The first name has been rearranged. So we have Abigail, Adamon, Adele, Adolfo, Adon, Adren, and what have you. From A, we have A, then B, and what have you. So assuming the client said, I don't want to see the names alphabetically. I want to see it from probably Z, Y, that reverse, the reverse order. I can just put descending order here. When I put descending order here, I can run it. Now it starts from Z.
Hey, Potter.
As I start from Z, we have Zoli,
Yeah, okay.
Zachariah, Yvonda, Yoshi,
Okay.
Yvette, Yeta, and what have you. So I want to know if we got it to this extent. Okay, Mr. Daniel said he's getting it. Mr. Francis said he's getting it too. It's not complex. It's a very interesting and very interesting language. Very very interesting language because it is in English. There is nothing special about it. When I learned Python, it's way more complex than this. But this is pure English. You don't need to use parentheses unnecessarily. You don't need to use unnecessary whatever function it is you are using. It is function that it is pretty understandable with English. When you use select, you know what select wants to do. When you use from, you know what from wants to do. When you use where, Mr. Use, if you are getting it, you get it, don't worry. When you practice over and over and over again, you get it. So I'm glad we are getting it. So let me go back there. So let's try and work with what table has totals. Coming, select. I want to see everything that is in the what's it called, in the donor data, from donor underscore data. Okay, now we have all this. Now let's assume the client told us he wants to get the total number of donors from donor data. Like he wants to know everybody that donated. You know, the ID can never be null. It can never be empty. You can see that university we have null, we have null here. Second language, another null, null, and what have you. Because you can't get a null value in your donor data. It's always there. It's always the value assigned to it. So the client wants to get the specific number of donors that donated for their course. So now, for us to get the specific number of donors now, we have to count. We have to count. So when we want to count, what is it that is much more ideal and professional for us to count? If we count the university, there is none, so we won't get all the values. But when we count the ID, when we count ID, I is very very sure for that we won't get a null value there, and everything we get or we calculate from that ID. When we count everything, it will be the correct number of the donors. So I don't know if you got what I did here. So I said select. So is I indicated after the select that I want to select the count of all the IDs as this is an alias. Set an alias there. If I don't put an alias here, it just returns as count. But I want it to be much more readable than the way it was in the data. I said select count IDs, counted all the IDs for me as count of donors from donor data. Did we get that, please?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, okay. So instead of working with that, we can also do something else. Can also do something else. So let's assume um, the the client said, okay, he doesn't need to have all the details of the 1,000 donors. He wants to get just 50 people. The first 50 details. Let's say five. The first five details of the donors. That's what he wants to see. So we can limit the output by telling SQL that just put limit, then you put the number that you want. If it's five five rows you want it to bring back, or if it's 50, let's start with five. You just put five.
I think someone at home was projecting like I just need to do that to be on or just bring up to program and just hit stop so let me do everything there because
And so that when I run that, this me just five.
so I know in house we have about 1 minute to just fire students process documents. You know I have
I hope you are
I
getting
think
it.
the girl I supposed to run a day but I'm trying to do that I don't want anybody to
Going on fine, you assign the run variable to the count. Yes, it's called an alias. Yes, I gave the output a different name. I gave the output a different name. So let's go back to the donor. Okay, we've gotten this. So now let's assume I want to get how do I put it? I want to get the maximum number because we don't have total column here. That's when we had probably salary or something. You want to get the person that earns the highest salary, but we don't have that here. Let's work with the ID. It's my 500. Let's work with the ID. So let's assume I want to get um, the person that has the highest ID. Max bracket, put the column you want to bring it from. Let's alias it. Alias ID. Want to get the person that has the minimum or the lowest. So now this is it. And so that it gave us two different. Let me try and run this. It gave us two different columns, telling us that we know the highest the cumulative number of people that needed to this course are 1,000. So automatically, if the ID started from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, the highest will be 1,000. So it found out for us that the maximum ID is 1,000. That's the highest because I renamed it, I aliased it. And the minimum is 1. That's the lowest. Okay. Mr. Francis said he has a question. To count the number of persons who donated, what was the question, please? Mr. Francis, can you unmute yourself and talk to us?
How? Hello, can you hear me, Mr.
Yes, I can.
Amoti? My question is, you actually shared this SQL sample data file. So, for instance, I want to know. It's getting more interesting. When data files like this are to be gotten, originally, where is supposed to be the source of this kind of files? Is it supposed to be from the MySQL database of a website or a web services? I want to know. I'm curious.
Okay, you want to know where to get sample data sets that you can work with for practice, right?
Yes, and also organically, if you are to handle manipulations of data like this, where is supposed to be the source? Where is expected for this source to be gotten?
Okay, okay. If it's just for practice, there are so many websites where you can get practice that data sets that you can lay hands on and just get your hands dirty. We have Kaggle, we have data.gov and what have you. Those are very simple stuff. But when you're talking about what you want to work with professionally, when a firm approaches you that, okay, Mr. Data Analyst, I want you to analyze data for us in our firm, they give you the data sets for you to analyze it. You won't be the one to go and fetch data for them because they have something they want to achieve while analyzing the said database. So they will be the one to come with their own database for you to work on. But while you are getting your hands dirty, you have to be able to know what you have to train yourself before you get to the stage of you getting firms approaching you. So that's why we have very sample website online. We have Kaggle is the leader of them all. We have data.gov and all. After the section, I can come up with a list of sample website where you can get practical
Sorry?
data set to work with. So who has questions
Say
again,
it
please?
now.
Hi, Omo.
Okay.
Just a follow-up question to what Francis asked. Now, what usually, in what format should the data
Francis,
set
sorry,
be?
can you reduce your volume, please?
Data sets can be stored in different formats.
Like
Very, very
for
different. Some might be stored in CSV, that is format separated values. That Excel format. You can load that into
no,
your
sorry, not
SQL, so it takes a different process. But just for today, because today is
and
just for the fundamentals, I don't want to muddle things up. That's why
I'm
I'm
here
trying to
now.
take
How
it
far now?
uh, one step by another. You get. I don't want to jump and
You
do this
want
and
to
go elsewhere and not. So
give me my phone.
I want us to do things the way it's meant to be. Please do. I need them sincerely. How many formats of data set can SQL take just like Power BI? I can't say the specific number of data sets SQL can take like Power BI, but I know SQL can take most of it can take SQL PRO, SQL file, CSV, and what have you. Whatever it is you can do on Power BI should be able to. But Power BI has much more options
I'm just tired. I
than
have to talk
than
to this
SQL.
person. I only like
While
sleep
SQL
now.
can take much more, can take too much too.
Constantly.
I'll try and get them across to you so you can get your hands dirty. While you are working on some other data set, you know what and what you should be able to do. Then,
This
Mr.
is
Francis, is that
like
your question?
another name.
Okay. So now let's use the
Hey.
live filter statement. So sorry, just clear this away.
Eh? Mm-mm.
To run this.
I'm not in a good mood. My guest still is
So
not
now
reset
let's
to
assume
normal.
I don't want to use where
I'm supposed to use it for
gender.
content
Okay,
now.
let me use this code. This code up here. I don't want to use where gender is equal to male. I can equally use where gender like
It's
male.
something they can even do now, but there's nobody at home. Everybody has gone out.
You see that we still get the same thing.
So I have to
You
make that
see it.
overload tomorrow. Hi, this
Everything
one is
under
trust.
gender is still male. So now let's assume I don't want
The idiot I spoke in the morning, he said told me that I should carry the
I don't
food
want
and she said I should just, she
to
was
work
just
with
talking
gender.
one small small
I
thing. I
want to
said, no
work with
problem, I'll go
name.
there myself. And now when they did not say that the
What's
coder has
name?
to be on before they can, my friend I was telling me, I said, fine.
Where
Or
first name
bring the coder along.
mean
There's nobody at home to look
when
for
you
yourself.
when you define
And I
your
don't
where
have house
statement
to
like
go back
this,
to
that
carry
means you want to give
yeah.
it various options. So I want you to give me to return the values
Every
of
time I have to do something, that house
where
will
the
come.
first name
See, I'll
is,
just go
let's
and see
say,
my friends and I watch it. When I'm tired,
Zoli,
I'll come back home. It's not be fun.
let's say Yoshi. If you misspell your name
Stop calling
here,
my cousin when I'm
even
talking
wrong,
about staying with people and things.
or let's
Who is
say
calling my
Yeta,
cousin? Assumption.
when I run this,
What is my
it give
friend say
me
I can come and
just
stay with her
four
without me?
of
I
where
don't know.
the first name
I don't like to stay with people
Zoli,
like that.
Yoshi, and Yeta appeared in data sets. So now we have Zoli for this is the email, the gender, shirt size. We have Yoshi, the email, gender, and this. We have Yeta, the email,
I want to
gender,
have
and
it in a
this, and
shower.
this, and this, and that. So this is where we use in
Hmm?
and if it they just will be like if it's just bare first name like we
I
just
beg get out.
cater
Nah,
for
nah,
just
nah.
one of them
Get
bare
out
first
that
name
thing. Ah,
like
nah, nah.
let's
You
say
have
Zoli,
mouth to
that's
talk.
all.
That is
But
nothing.
when you want to pick from a variety of
Hmm.
options, that's when
Maybe
you
not
use in.
do it.
We
Repeat your shit.
talked about order by, talked about from, talked about uh,
Hmm?
sending order and what have you in. So now
Hmm.
uh, let's talk about
What is Ada?
the greater than. Now
I'm
let me put
coming.
ID here. I want you to give me the ID. Now here ID is greater than 500.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, if I'm to ask question, what will this code do? You should be able to know that
Trying.
this is simple English. Someone wants to answer me.
Yes, I want to answer you.
Okay.
Literally, what he's going to do is to check through the data set and it will start displaying IDs from 501.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Is that Francis?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. It was because I ordered my what's it called? I ordered the first name like this. Let me try and tweak the about ID. So this is it. Let's assume I want it to start from 500 and not 501. What do I do here?
add equal to sign.
Yes, that's it. So I had equal to. So now, assuming I don't want to see the IDs that are above 500. I want to see just those that are below 500. How do you think I can do that?
You just change the greater than to less than.
I don't want to use that too. Oh, sorry. I don't want to give me ID 500. Sorry, just the ID 500. But I want to give me every other ones. Sorry, I mixed the question.
Can I try?
Yes, 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 yes,
So you put the not equal to.
yes, yes. That when I put that, you give us every other detail apart from 500. If we can go, let me scroll down.
I'm a little bit confused here. I was thinking you should put exclamation mark equal to.
There are different syntax.
Okay, will that also function here?
I don't know if it will work in SQL. We can try it. It works in Python, but I don't know if it will work here. We can try it. We are all learning together. round too. So let's check. Yes, it's round because this is 499 and there's no 500. This is 501. So yes, thank you. I know it works in Python, but I've not tried it here before, so I just don't want to. I don't want to give you what's not. Thank you for the observation. You can use that. You can use exclamation equal to, or you use this. It's also not equal to.
Sunday.
And aside that,
Sunday.
let's assume we want to get ahead. I want to get the ID for those between 500 and 700. How do I do that?
Multiple conditions.
Sir?
Multiple conditions. The and join will come in.
No, we are not using and yet. And is for us to join multiple condition, but this is not the multiple condition. I'm not saying 500 and 700. I want to get between 500 and 700, not just 500. Because if I use multiple, let me try what you're saying now. Where ID is equal to 500 and ID equal to 700, right? This is what you mean.
Yes.
Okay, let's try this now. This is not what I mean. I wanted it to give me I wanted it to give me the real, like the IDs between 500 and 700. So instead of doing it like,
Can I try?
yes, we can. Yes,
You spoke about the between conditional statement.
yes, yes,
Yeah, I think that's what we'll use.
yes. This should work. So this is it. So this is it. So we have the IDs of those between 500 and 700. It's because we are working with ID here. Let's assume we have what's it called here? We have salary structure, we have salary payment here, and they want to get those that earn. Let's assume yes, we have the salary column here, and the owner of the firm is complaining that some people are overpaid in the firm, so he wants to get those that are overpaid. Assuming,
Please mute your mics. Mute your mics.
okay, please mute your mic. Sorry. So assuming the highest the MD can pay is 1 million naira, and some people are earning over 1 million. Now he wants to know people that are earning over 1 million. When he gives us the interface, please mute your mic. Please mute your mic.
No. Check on the class like this.
So now, if you want to know the
What's with the limits?
people that are earning way up, please mute your mics, please. You are distracting us.
Okay.
So if you want to know those that are earning way above 1 million, you can just put where salary
You know go fit
that
work
should be the name
for the kind transaction.
of the column, where salary between 1 million and let's say 1.2. So it will give you those people that are earning those that, but then you can bring that out and give it to the MD that, okay, MD, these are the names of those that are earning way above your budget for the company. I hope you understand that. Did you understand, please?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
So,
But I have a question.
okay, I'm listening.
So that is to say, the between what's it called? Between string
Is
now
it
can't be
listening?
used for variables. Just so it can't be used for, it can only be used for integers, not character.
No, no, no,
Like
no,
now we
no,
want to specify emails, then it's not possible, I guess.
no,
Then
no,
it
no,
will have
no,
to be.
no.
Oh, yeah.
It only works for ranges of values.
Okay. Thank you.
It only works for ranges of values. So should we talk about uh, what's it called? We talk about joins now.
Omo, before you go, I have a question.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yes, so for this displaying the values, using the between, instead of using between, I'm just thinking, could we also use the greater than or less than signs in a way
Yes,
that
yes,
would say
yes, 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 yes. I get it. We can.
500 less than greater than 700, something like
Yes, 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 yes. We can.
that. Okay.
Yes, we can. You are right. But instead of the unnecessary mathematical expressions, we can just work with between because this is much more simple and it's much more readable for a layman. You get. But if you are comfortable with that, we can use that. Just use less than or equal to and greater than or what have you. You arrange it in a way that it is much more explicit for SQL to work with. Who has a question again, please? Any question?
So we're just tweaking data, right? We're not doing
Yes.
something like, because there's this idea I have in SQL, like I use it a lot in Python, like sharing of data. And like now I'm working for a company. The company gave me data to manipulate with. Like
Okay.
now we've gotten this data that we need. How do we transmit back? Like save data, export, do some kind of, you know, it's working like that. Like now, I want to export this data and be able to extract from the large data set. So how do I export it back to the person that needs it? I can convert it to another data and probably use it in visualization tools like Power BI and all those stuff. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I understand. But we'll talk about that after the class. But I don't want to go beyond the fundamental basics for now. Those stuff will model things up. You get. And I
All
believe
right, all
some
right.
of us are newbies. So when I start talking about stuff like that, I I get too advanced and too complex for some people. So let's just take it a step by another. When I'm done with the class, then I can have a personal section with you where I teach you on how to extract your tables from SQL to whatever platform you want to use it. Do you get me right, please?
All right, thank you.
Okay. So now let me try and put this out again. Select all columns from donation data. Select from donor data. Now there is no foreign key. But when we work when we get our hand dirty with other data sets, we just got it because this is much more simpler than other ones that I have. Other ones I have are much more complicated and complex than this one. So I just got this so we can probably work with from this data set. What column is the primary key?
The ID.
Like yes, the ID because that is what distinguish donor from each other. So donor ID one different from donor ID two, it's a different person. So you can see that their names are different. Donor ID one's name is Nefen Rogerson. Donor ID two is Kipa Safi and what have you till you get to 1,000. So now let's assume I want to get okay, what is it? We have car in donation in donor data, right? But we don't have car in donation data. Now I want to get this. Do like this. There are some columns that are in donation data that are not in donor data, but I want to get some in donation data and some in uh, donor data. So that means I want to join both tables together. That's what I talked about earlier. When I was talking about relational database. Relational database is when you are trying to join multiple data multiple data sets together. It's called joins. And there are different types of joins. We have left join, right join, full join, self join, and what have you. But the most common of them all is left join. And when you want to use left join, you don't need to spell it out that you want to use left join. You can just put join. But for the purpose of this class, we use left join. So let us know I want to get select, I want to get donation frequency. No, donor frequency is just in donor data. It's not in donation data. Then I want to get and now I want to get some things like okay, like the first name. First name is not in donor data. It's in donation data, as you can see. I want to get first name. I want to get last name. I want to get states. I hope you are getting it. I want to join two different tables together. Are we getting it, please?
Yes.
So now we tell SQL that we want to join relation sorry from what data, let's see, from donor data, join relation data. What is the primary key? Primary key or foreign key? It depends. But for this data set now, the primary key that is in donor data that we can use to join the donor data table, the donation data table is ID. That's the primary key. So we can rename this. Just give it alias as let's say as because I don't want us to be typing and typing. On what premises do you want to join the two together? So on instead of typing donor data dot id, just type baa.id is equal to vg.id. I promise to explain this here. Sorry. Do you understand what I did, please? Hello.
What
Hello.
does the PA and the DD mean?
Because I don't want to rewrite everything again. You know, ID appears in donation data, it appears in donor data. So I have to specify that I'm trying to link the ID from donation data with the ID in the donor data. That was why I put it here. So instead of typing, don't worry, you don't want me to put PA, you can put donor that's for data, but because I don't want to undergo stress of writing the full name, that's why I alias it here.
You already alias it already so that SQL will know that DA is starting from do not data and DD is starting
Yes,
from.
yes, yes. So now I've written it now.
Don't you need to remove the alias since you have written out the full names?
It doesn't mean, doesn't mean it's, I'm coming, sorry. Seriously. I'm sorry, I'm having issue with my screen. It's not showing. Okay. Can you see my screen now, please?
No.
You can't see my screen.
No, we can't. Yeah, your screen is back on. We can see it now.
Okay. Okay. So this is it. So now we have donation frequency, the car, the first name, the last name, and the state. You can, if you have so observed now, you see that the columns follow the same pattern I used in the definition here. I can change it if I don't want it to look like this. I can make the first name come first, then last name, car, then state. Now you see that the arrangement has changed. Now I have the first name, last name, then car. The reason why we are joining is because we want to get some details from a specific table and another details from another table. Now we have to check out for the primary keys with which we can join those tables upon. After checking out for that, then specify the columns we want to get. Then we join them on the primary key. Now the left join will give me everything. I have charts here. I don't know if this is it. The left join keyword returns all the record from the left table. The left table is the table that comes first. All the left tables and the matching records from the right table. The record is zero from the right, there is no match. We can also use right join, but just like I said earlier, the commonest amongst them all is left join. We can use right to it will give you all the matching details from the right hand side, all the data from the right hand side, then the matching details from the left hand side. So if there are nulls in the left hand side, bring it like that, even if it's not matching with the other one. But intricacy of join is much more it's deeper than what you can get like understand within a short period of time. We have to take our time and expatiate on what we really mean by joint. We have the right joint. This is left. You can put your outer if you want to put outer left outer joint, or you can just put joint. When we talk about right joint, you have to put right, then possibly you can put your outer, then we have full outer. It's going to return everything from both sides. Let's try and use that. You don't want to use those specific. Let's use everything. I'm not seeing I don't think my SQL works with outer very well. Do we need outer here? I don't know why it's not showing me my output for it run. I can't see the output here. And I think I wrote about self join. Yes, there is self join. Self join is a regular join, but the table is joined with itself. Um, I think we'll be dropping a cheat sheet for more explanation on this joint, because it's not as easy as it seems. It's so confusing and complicated. Very very complicated. Very. But the most commonest of them all is this left joint. It's what most analysts use. And if you are to use your right join, you don't need to use your right join. You can just, instead of using right join, because you know that when you are using your right join, the right join is going to bring back all the data from your right table and the matching ones from the left table. It might not be so visible here because we can't see everything. We don't know what is in the right table and the matching ones in the left table. But assuming you want to use the right join, most people don't use it. They just change what is here. Just change this to left join, or they leave it as normal join. Then they change the arrangement of the data of the code. Do this here. They leave that here. So you still get the same thing. So that's that all. on joint. I don't know if anybody has a question on joint.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that nobody will ask you to use right join or self join or this. Just know the fundamentals. The fundamentals is left join, and you'll be able to walk through the queries that you have.
Yes, thank you for your observation, Mr. Chef. So, okay, after joining two tables, why is the ID not displayed on? Because I did not put the ID on the what's it called, on the column. I did not ask SQL to give me that. Now I told you SQL is not a wizard. Now, now let's assume I want ID to show now. If I do this, you see that
Hello, Papa.
from from
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, I
from
missed your call. Oh.
because can you see the reason? It's telling me that that
I'm
field
fine. How are
ID,
you? How is
the field
business?
list is ambiguous. That means ID
Hello?
itself is appearing in
Hello?
more than one table. So we have to
How are you,
specify
Papa?
the table where we want it to bring the ID from. That was why I had to rename this as, because, okay, if you guys don't want me to rename it
Okay, want me to call you later,
for easy
Ba?
understanding, but let us rename it so we
Alright,
can
no
understand
problem. Okay.
as, or
Okay.
possibly if you don't even need to put as, you just put PA. Knows if we name it that way. And PA, BP. So now I want to tell SQL that you don't get to bring the ID right. Now go and bring it because the ID appears in donor data, it appears in donation data. And when you want to retrieve the data like this, there will always be error. But it doesn't know where you want it to retrieve that data from. So we have to specify that okay, SQL go and bring this ID column from donation data. So now let's do that. Let's input PA dot ID. That's donation data. Where we do like that ID will be there. So now this is it. But when we did not specify initially where we wanted it to bring the ID column from, it was telling us unknown column, do not data ID, okay, yeah, ambiguous something something. And this is it. Colon ID in field list is ambiguous. So that's it. So did we get it? Mr. Francis, you had it, but it's not showing, it's not possible.
Yes,
Probably
gotten,
you got
gotten.
you got it now. You got it in your head. So that's it. So I don't know if anybody asks any question from what we did since morning till now. And just for add-ons, there will be timely assignments for those on the group and those that are catching up earlier than we expect. Whenever we have big gigs for SQL related works, we'll be giving it out to them. At least it might not be too much, but at least it's something. So we just want you guys to keep working and get your hands dirty with whatever it is you are working with SQL. So whoever it is that has questions should please ask now so I can address.
Please, can I share my screen? Seems I'm getting something wrong.
Yes. Okay, yes, you can.
Okay, here's my screen. So here is it, right? Is this correct? Please have a look.
No data. Yes. So what's wrong?
Let me run it so you see.
What's the wait? It's saying unknown unknown what? Unknown column.
Unknown
It's telling me
column
where the error
donor
is.
data.id.
I'm sorry, can I say
Okay.
something?
I'm sorry. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
when
Rename that your own. Rename it to DA and ED. Instead of using donor data.id and donor data.id, DD and EA. So
Where?
on DA.id. Then sorry, yes you can.
okay, when it was listing out the number of columns he wants to display, he put the side there. I don't think that's going to be there.
I think I corrected it for him already. Is it running now, Mr. Francis?
Yes, look at it, Iran.
Yes. Glory be to God. So who else has another question? So you are good to
Okay, it's working now.
Straightforward. It's just
sanitary.
one is just to practicalize those things so that it gets stuck in the head.
So okay. So who else has another observation or question that we can
Okay, sorry,
have?
I joined this space or this meeting. I don't fit in. I want to know if this is recorded.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Another question from the house before.
I just want to say thank you, Omoti, for the timeout. It's been an eye opener. Although some of these things are things that we could achieve, but sometimes what you are not exposed to, you do not know or achieve. So thanks for the timeout.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thanks to the organizers of the section because I was just called upon to handle it on their behalf. Thanks to Electric D, to Sql3 and every other staff and supporters of Top Edge. So just like I said earlier, we still have upcoming classes that would go beyond what we talked about today. Then there will be a comprehensive ebook that comprises of everything that was said in today's section, and also a sheet that will be given out to us.